Can I have your grit money for 1 year? Give me your grit money for 1 year and I will build 10 schools across this country. And we spending $19 million on grits. Go to your Cash App, $FDMG school right now.
We're going to get the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy up and running, my brothers and sisters. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. I said hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy.
Today we're going to be talking about the rise and the fall of Dr. Umar. A lot of people have been criticizing him because he's in a certain situation right now to where he can't pay his bill because he has these abandoned buildings that he has purchased for these kids and there's still no school, okay?
This morning I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account.
So in this particular video right here, we're gonna talk about why he's where he's at, how he got to where he's at, and what is going to potentially happen if he doesn't pay that money. So let's go ahead and get it started. Go ahead and hit a like, man. We about to get it popping. If you know me, if you've been rocking with me, I appreciate you. But listen, Dr. Umar is in a hot seat right now, and he's been facing a lot of backlash all the way up to the point to where his donors are turning their backs on him. I'm about to break this down right here and right now. When Dr. Umar got out of college, he had a job. Right now, I want to say this was in the early 2000s or whatever the case may be. And that job didn't last long. So after that, he figured, hey, let me go out here and let me try to get a school for these young black boys. It sounds great. And when I listen to that and when I hear that, I'm like, bro, this is fire, right? So I followed Dr. Umar throughout the years. And when I say I followed him, I literally just followed him on social media. That was it. You know, I was not a donor or any of that. And I'll tell you the reasoning why later on down the line. As he started trying to get the black people's approval, you know, he definitely had the women's approval because he pandered to them. And the way that he did it was he used the young boys. When we think about why he did it, we have to think about who Dr. Umar is as a person. So he went to school. He's a school psychologist. Before we even get started, we're gonna look up what a psychologist is, okay? I'm about to pull it up right now. It says, a psychologist is a professional who studies how people think, feel, and behave, and uses that knowledge to help individuals, groups, or organizations. With that information provided, it says that they study how people think, feel, and behave, and they use that knowledge to help individuals. Well, in this particular situation, I feel as though Dr. Umar gathered all of that knowledge and he used it in the wrong way. If you think about it, there's a nice percentage of single mothers, right? And with these single mothers, they are looking for a father figure, right? Someone who can step in and show the boys how to go in the right direction. So with that being said, he started off by manipulating these women. And so throughout the years, he was like, okay, bet, let me go ahead and try to open up a school. Now, I don't know if he was really gonna follow through and actually open up a school. We never know. Things change throughout life and people change. His vision back then may not be the same vision now, but he was still pushing that he was gonna have this school out. Now I want to introduce you to somebody called Lennon Honor. Lennon Honor is a guy who is on YouTube, and according to Dr. Umar, he's a struggle streamer. Therefore, we know that Mr. Umar watches Lennon's videos, right? He was a guy that would call out all of his BS, and he would post it online because he doesn't respect people taking advantage of other people, and especially black people. So Lennon Honor, he would literally let them know, like, bro, you doing wrong, you know what I'm saying? And he putting them on blast because he wanted to hopefully steer him in the right direction. What ended up happening in my eyes is this. So knowing that Lennon Honor was putting Dr. Umar on blast, Dr. Umar would go live and he would talk about Lennon, but he wouldn't say his name.
I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account, and if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense.
Everybody knew who he was talking about, right? He would say the detractors, this, that, and the third. But all the while, his number one enemy was Lennon.
Lee nor honor, we got to get his ass. Lee nor honor, we coming for you. Oh, we coming for you. Oh, we coming for Lee nor honor. Oh, yes.
And you know, I mean, obviously, when you doing dirt like that, you're going to run across a lot of people and you're going to burn a lot of bridges. People donate money. Hey, when is the school going to open? Don't talk to me like that. What do you mean, bro? I just donated $2,000. I need to get some information here, right? Umar was burning bridges left and right, but after Umar had said what he said to Lennon, then Lennon, he went full-fledged. But the reason why he went full-fledged, Umar said that he was going to get the Goonie Goons to pull up to Lennon Honor's house.
We are in the middle of a war. I want all my Dr. Umar supporters, Team Ifa Tunde, suit up, buckle up, grip up, because I'm done with the dumb from the haters. Shout out to the Goonie Goons who've been reaching out to me. Goonie Goons is ready to do what they need to do. My Goons is ready to pull up on him.
So not only did he say that, he actually put out his information so that people can go to his house and try to check him, but nothing ever happened.
My name is Big Squabble, and I'm a representative of the Central Illinois team of the Goonie Goon Goon. Hey, Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson, we got them, bro. You don't let us say no more. The Goonie Goons, man, everybody out of Bone Gap and Kish Cashgear. Yo, we ride the Chicken Axe and all the Goonie Goon Goons. We doing this. Team Infinite Tuesday.
Directly after that, Lennon Honor was like, nah, foot on neck. You know what I'm saying? Foot on the gas pedal right now. I'm not stopping until you come down, right? And it's not even until you come down, either until you know what I'm saying, go down, or until you change and you actually start moving in the right direction. If somebody coming at me with fire, I'ma fight fire with fire too, especially if you try to put me on blast and if you try to attack me and my family and you try to give people my address to come see me. You already know that I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the smoke. What do you mean, right? Now we are in the era of like 2018, 2019, right? Dr. Umar, he finally gets his school. From there, you know, he would constantly say every year, hey, the school gonna open up next year, but we got to do renovations. And so now the donors have to go ahead and send some money. And this has been a repetitive thing for years. And when I say years, I want to say at least a decade, right? Anyways, and we're working up to where he's at now, right? So anyways, these schools, he get them, right? But they never open up. Throughout all of these years, he's saying, hey, yo, we doing renovations. We doing this with the HVAC. We doing this. We doing that. But boom, 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 right? It's a never ending process, right? So we're going to fast forward to 2025. Just over the summer, we're going to start off right there, right? So Dr. Umar, he goes out of town. Matter of fact, he don't even go out of town. He goes to Africa, right? And so when he goes to Africa, what ends up happening is this female, she came on Lennon's show and she exposed Umar, and she was dating Umar. But not only was she dating Umar, immediately she started taking care of his mom while she was there in that home. You know, she saw some things that, you know what I'm saying, that didn't sit right with her. And not only that, you know, she had a couple encounters with that man. Shortly after that video, Umar, he came back with a rebuttal talking trash about this lady, X, Y, and Z. Next thing you know, Lennon Honor ended up dropping. Now look, this is what I think got him caught up right here. Lennon dropped a video, right? And you could go ahead and watch it on his page. He dropped a video about Dr. Umar's IRS paperwork, his taxes, right?
Umar Johnson's Form 990 document for the year 2024 shows that Umar Johnson raised $84,506 in 2024. We can now add the $84,506 raised in 2024 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculation shows that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2024 was $1,677,860. Therefore, it can be factually stated that Umar Johnson has raised a bare minimum of $1,677,860 in FDMG Academy donations through the year 2024.
Within these documents, it shows how much he claimed he received throughout all of these years, and the money was not adding up. But yet this year in 2025, he claimed that he didn't even make $1 million off of his donors throughout all of these years. And Lennon Honor, he did his thing. He was like, it's impossible. You made at least like $1.6 million.
We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last, and we had to show him everything. The man was
You
like,
ain't broke $1 million?
Nah, close to it, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
Umar Johnson has raised a bare minimum of $1,677,860 in FDMG Academy donations through the year 2024.
It makes you kind of feel like you've been conned if you donated to Dr. Umar, and I totally understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like you giving him your hard-earned money. You know what I'm saying? You believe that you're doing it for a good cause, but at the end of the day, nothing is coming out of it. You're being conned. Right. And so I definitely understand where, you know, the people who follow him is coming from, because I mean, I would be devastated too. But you also have to understand you can't be that gullible out here. You cannot allow yourself to be gullible, because if that was the case, then you would be a broke mother. You feel me? So anyways, he dropped those documents, and then Mr. Umar, he comes in town. He immediately says this. He says that my accounts are frozen. The FDMG account and my personal account is frozen. And then he blames it on the struggle streamers, Lennon, and then he blames it on the lady that he had the encounter with that was taking care of his mom.
My personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account, and if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested, because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense.
So he blames it on them two for trying to hack into his account, right? But what I believe happened was Lennon ended up dropping that video. Somebody ended up watching that video, and from there, the investigation started. But not only that, Mr. Umar, he tried to get that lady fired from her job, and she works for the federal government. Of course, they're going to do an investigation. There could be a couple reasons to why his bank account is frozen. It kind of seems like he already knew that this was happening. He was going to lose these abandoned buildings, and the reason why is, if anybody owns a property, any type of property, you know when you behind. Why? Because you're gonna get mail, and they're gonna say, hey, we need this payment for this. Hey, we need this payment for that. Hey, what's going on? And then when it comes to a point to where you do not respond, oh, well, we're going to give you up until this day. And if you don't pay, this is no longer your property. He has a few days to pay up, or his buildings, his abandoned buildings, because those are not schools. Dr. Umar hasn't taught one child. He has been pushing this for decades. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I want to get a school. I want to teach the young boys, and you know, everybody want to be on board for positive things that's going on within the black community, and that's how he psychologically manipulated the black people's minds, because that's what we want. We want our kids to be great, but he used that as a tool to manipulate. Fast forward to today, he got in town. He said, hey, the bank accounts are frozen. Now, this is coming from a 50-year-old man, and he's saying, hey, social media, my friend contacted me and he said he needed some money, so I went to my account and they're frozen. I'm gonna ask my donors, could y'all donate? This was before he said anything about the buildings being auctioned off. He knew what was coming. And then right before that video, he had did another video talking about, this the crazy thing, right? He pulled out some colors, right? He pulled out some colors and he was like, hey y'all, let's figure out what color tile we gonna put on the floor. I need your donations. Go ahead and send the money in. PayPal.me.fdmg.com. Listen, he was doing that because he already knew what time it was, but not only that, he needed money for whatever it is that he was going to do.
Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. I said hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy.
When we talk about Mr. Umar, he raised all of that money, but he has nothing to show for it. What do we got going on here? I don't want to disrespect the black women. Say y'all put y'all trust in him because we want people to be a man of their word. I give you the benefit of the doubt until you show me wrong, until you prove me wrong, right? I could never put my child into his school, and the reason behind that is because the way that he carries himself on social media.
Trifling ass black people. I'm gonna call it like I say it, and I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside.
If you carry yourself in that light, you talking about females all day and then you disrespecting women. At one moment you talking about, hey, beautiful queen, X, Y, and Z, but then you turn around and then you totally disrespect women. How can you teach financial literacy when you're not even financially literate? So many people offered help, but he simply declined and he said, I don't want your help. What I want is these donations to keep on coming in. I feel like Umar Johnson is a con man. He's in a critical situation right now, and it's all up to the donors. You don't even know if he's gonna even use that money and actually pay the bill for the school. That's not even gonna open up because he had the school since 2019. It's 2025 right now. I bought a house in 2019. I renovated it in like less than 2 years. So at that point, there's absolutely no excuse. What type of person constantly just says, oh man, we got to do this renovation, we got to do that renovation, oh the HVAC, we got to get that fixed? But people offered to help. People offered to come in for free to help, but no, that's not what he wanted. He is in this position because of himself, and what he did with the money, we don't know. For you to be a donor, you can't even ask where the money at. Where's the transparency at? If I'm sending money to somebody, I need some type of transparency. The total disrespect when it comes down to donating, he'd totally disrespect you. Like, hey, you gave me $10 today. Next week, I want 80. Understand this. This is a 50-year-old man. After he left his last job, which was like 20 years ago, listen to what I'm saying. After he left his last job, that was like 20 years ago, he didn't have a job. So he was living off of his donors. He needed your money to survive. Do you understand what I'm saying? So every trip that he took, if it wasn't already paid for, the donors paid for it. His living expenses, the donors paid for it, or he was living with his mom. And I heard he did get evicted. So it's kind of coming full circle because being responsible is not his forte. Those rentals that he was getting straight from donors, you're not managing the money that's coming in. Even if you are living with your mom and you're taking care of her, you're not managing this money. Where's this money going? How don't you have the money to take care of business at these abandoned buildings? He didn't pay any of those bills ever since he purchased the abandoned facilities. I was hoping that he would do something great. And let me know how y'all feel about this video. Do y'all think that Dr. Umar is going to come up with the funds? Do you think when he do come up with the funds, do you think he's gonna actually pay those bills off? This is what I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna collect that money and go to Africa. Do you guys think he's gonna bounce back from this situation? And if he does, do you think he's going to open up that school? Listen, these are a lot of questions that I have to ask you guys. I want you guys to let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. Y'all have a good day and stop getting scammed.